From the Fox 10 Gulf Stream, this is Next Weather.
All right, here's what we're tracking on Next Weather, and we are getting into our tropical season. Hurricane season starts June 1st, and before we get into that, we want to also talk about what's happening with travel. Meteorologist Michael White joins us from the Connected TV studio to talk about travel on the interstate ahead of the big holiday. Michael?
Jason, I can't believe the first unofficial day of summer is tomorrow. It just seems like 2024 is flying by. Now, there's an important thing I want to talk about with tomorrow being the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. Yes, that is the day that everyone really kicks off their summer travel plans, but there's something you really got to keep in mind if you're going to be doing any sort of travel locally or out of town, and that is going to be the congestion that we're expecting to see on our interstates, especially I-10 in the afternoon. That is a glimpse at what I-10 looked like last Memorial Day, and we just saw it jam-packed in the eastbound lanes because everyone's headed for the beaches, the Baldwin County beaches, the Florida Panhandle. A lot of it is out-of-towners. So if you have to do any interstate travel, it's highly recommended you do it in the morning. The earlier you do the interstate travel, the better. The closer you wait to midday, to noon, and the closer you wait into the afternoon, the longer your delay is going to be because everyone is going to be headed eastbound on I-10. Almost everybody will be that's coming from Texas and Louisiana. There's a glimpse at the Bayway and the Causeway, and you can see the eastbound lanes are just jam-packed and full. The on-ramps were full. There was no easy way to get anywhere if you were a local trying to get to Baldwin County. So if you live on the Eastern Shore and you work in Mobile, you got to plan ahead, plan accordingly for this, because the morning hours are going to be pretty much your only window where I-10 eastbound and Causeway eastbound are going to flow smoothly. Once we get past lunchtime, it is going to be just an absolute mess, and it will take a very long time to get to where you're going, because with the weather expecting to be nice, you're going to have so many people that are going to be headed for our Baldwin County beaches or the Florida Panhandle beaches, and we welcome all the tourists on the Gulf Coast, but we know that everyone is going to be all trying to get there at one time when school lets out on Friday or when work lets out on Friday. So wanted to give you that reminder, and we will be tracking that traffic tomorrow morning live on Good Day Gulf Coast. I'll be on the air with you. Plus, we'll have the latest weather outlook for the Memorial Day weekend and beyond. And I know Jason's going to talk a lot more about that tonight at 9 right here on Fox 10. For Next Weather, and of course, we are going to have segments soon that you'll see here on Next Weather for our hurricane special, which is going to be airing next month. That's going to be exciting, too. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday night. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Jason?
All right, Michael, well, the numbers are in, and it looks like we're expecting a very active hurricane season ahead of us. Meteorologist Nicholas Herboso breaks down the new NOAA forecast.
We're just over a week away from hurricane season, and forecasters at NOAA have released their outlook for this year. And all suggestions are that it's going to be an active season, with 17 to 25 named storms forecasted. Of these, 8 to 13 could become hurricanes and 4 to 7 could become major hurricanes. This is with winds of 111 miles per hour or above. That would make it a Category 3 hurricane or higher. And we are observing several factors that suggest an active season is ahead. We're witnessing near-record warm ocean temperatures in the Atlantic Basin. In fact, analyses show that parts of the Atlantic Basin are warmer now in May than they would usually be in August. This implies that there will be plenty of fuel to support the tropical systems. We also expect weaker easterly trade winds and a stronger African monsoon. This is due to the warm phase of the Atlantic multi-decadal oscillation. This is essentially a long-term sea surface temperature pattern observed in the Atlantic. The current conditions suggest stronger and potentially more frequent African waves, tropical waves, tracking across the Atlantic. We are also monitoring development of La Nina. This is the cooling of waters in the Pacific, which pushes the jet stream northward, thereby reducing wind shear over the tropical Atlantic. These signs are what have led NOAA to make their most active forecast ever from the month of May. And of course, Fox 10 News is committed to keeping you informed this hurricane season. Remember, Out of all of these numbers, it only takes one storm to cause problems. So start preparing now. Take simple steps, identify your evacuation zone, restock your pantry with water and non-perishable food. Stay connected with local meteorologists like us here at Fox 10 through social media, our weather app, all for the best information. And of course, do not be alarmed by these forecasts, but take them as a reminder to always be prepared. I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso.
Oh boy, that's the last thing we need is an above average season, but all signs point to it. And looking at your extended forecast, we do see a little summer heat building in with temperatures up near 90 on Saturday and Sunday with partly cloudy skies. Isolated showers Monday on Memorial Day, and Tuesday we're looking at showers and thunderstorms with a rain chance at around 40%. So we are seeing some scattered rain moving in across the Gulf Coast.